I'm back with another video about everything that went wrong at this year's Anime Expo. That's right, it's time for the dark side of Anime Expo 2025. I'm your brother from another mother, Evil Aniki, and today we're jumping into all of that oh so crazy drama from Anime Expo. First things first though, there was a popular joke going around that day 4 ended because someone got caught gooning in the bathroom. That's not true. Anime Expo always ends around 3 to 4 p.m. No one was gooning in the bathrooms. As much as I think that would be the best story of all time, if someone got caught gooning at Anime Expo, please, please next year let someone goon in the exhibit hall. Um, but that's that's not the only thing people were thinking. The ticket prices, even though they were criminal, they were not actually criminal. And the food prices, even though they definitely were criminal, there are no charges you can be pressing against them. I saw so many people online complaining about the food that they bought costing ridiculous amounts. I myself will admit I spent $10 on a bottle of soda and a cup of ice at the AX Beer Garden. There is no universe where it should cost $10 for a 20 ounce of soda. That is insane to me and absolutely unacceptable. Anime Expo really needs to get their food services right, and they need to stop overcharging people for like necessities like that. I just don't understand how they get away with it every year. It should be illegal, in my opinion. But let's move on to some of the more real stories. So, jumping into the first thing, the big issue that a lot of people had with this year was the app. Everyone was so mad at this app. I included. I was very mad at this app. This ad, every time you went to go to open up the app, this ad would just be there and it was so obnoxious. They actually had push notifications for this store as well. And I was like, oh, do I have a panel or something coming up? And bam, it was this ad. And they were like trying to get me to purchase things, limited time purchases. There was just a ton of ads inside the app this year, and I did not like it at all. Also, the app had performance issues. Apparently, people's schedules were getting wiped. I don't know if that happened during the con, but before the con, I had gotten reports from multiple people saying that their schedules were getting completely wiped. But that's not the only thing that went bad before the con. Before the con as well, I made a video on this already, but the guest of honor tickets had gotten refunded, and they were only allowing people to have one guest of honor ticket. But if you gotten more than one, it was just going to randomly choose one for you, so you couldn't even get to pick which one you wanted to keep. And then on top of that, they would give you strikes on your account or something like that. I didn't really fully understand this aspect, but they were basically putting these people into like check, like saying if you do another bad thing, you're gonna get in trouble. But they didn't do anything bad because it wasn't against the rules. Anime Expo just sort of made that up as they went along. But this app sucked, and there was the guest of honor tickets was old news. But let's get into something a little bit more serious, and that is the smoke that filled the exhibit hall lobby. This is insane. This is an insane graphic right here. My understanding of what happened is that there was an AC fan belt that was burning rubber, and it filled this whole area. Right in the back here, this is where what do you call it? The Nikkei booth would be, and so this is crazy. Like this is probably one of the apparently a lot of the people who were in this hall had to be evacuated, and so it took them. They had less time to set up basically on day one, and this was day one. Here is another photo from a different angle. This is crazy. I mean, the Nikkei booth looks like it's just straight on fire. That's absolutely insane. The air quality probably not the best this year. Not gonna lie, guys. Moving along to this is the aerial shot of the fire trucks outside. It's funny because the fire marshal's always getting mad about fires, and now the one year there's a bunch of smoke, there's no fire marshal warning. Come on, what's going on with that, huh? But let's keep going on, going on. The next story is there was so many. This post, some people came out and saying that these people aren't gang members. Some people are saying that they are gang members. I will say from my experience, if people are hanging around camera gear, they usually are trying to steal something. There was a guy at Anime Los Angeles this year who kept coming up to my group. My group had a little spot where we were taking photos. We had a bunch of camera gear set up, and they kept coming up to us and asking really dumb questions like, "Hey, can I charge my phone off of your battery pack. Hey, can I see your AX badge? Hey, can I? And like they kept coming over like 3 or 4 times. And eventually, after the convention, people were like, "This dude was stealing stuff. He was stealing badges." I'm not saying these people are stealing anything, but it's very odd that these people were just hanging around. I mean, I'm sure it's a sight to behold, all the cosplayers, but there was a lot of theft this year in general, and we will get into that. Let's do that right now. So. The first, there's two incidents of theft I've seen so far. Actually, there was three, but I don't have a video for the third one. So the first one we're gonna pull up is this one. This guy, you Levy Clean, his backpack was stolen with over 10K worth of photo gear. Let's listen to this.
I have information I can provide, and I can help provide to PD now.
Okay, yes.
It was taken?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I do want to let you know is I don't know if we can get it back for you, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can get PD that we have working the event, come and take the statement and your report.
Okay.
I'm gonna want, and do you have a phone number I can?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have information
Okay.
I can provide.
LAPD on site doing nothing as usual. Just kidding. They're probably doing something. All the bikes, though. What's going on with that? Huh? There's no security cameras they could be looking over? What's going on? They gonna say anything? Let's mute this. So it looks like his bag was stolen basically from the exhibit hall lobby, and he was pretty much right next to the Nikkei booth. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Let's see here. I was just waiting for friends in front of the Nikkei. Yep, he was in front of the Nikkei booth in the South Hall. I had taken off my camera bag and set it next to me along with my AX bag. With the knowledge that my friends were in the same area, I searched for them briefly. According to the AX supervisor who has seen the footage, it was taken immediately after I left my spot. I went back to retrieve my belongings, and only the camera bag was gone. The AX bag remained in the same place. Let's see. He had a Canon R5 body, a couple lenses, some lights, a Polaroid Go camera. Man, this sucks. What day did he lose this on? Well, 10K worth of equipment is a gut-wrenching already. These were what it really cost me. 1 terabyte SSD contained all of my manga IP progress since 2020. Not sure he's making a manga. Well, I have some backups of notes and physical portfolios that contain my PSDs. Okay. Hundreds of cosplay photos I took of my clients and friends. A huge part of my budget for AX was that I was commissioned to do photo shoots of wonderful cosplayers. Now gone. He was supposed to be working with Viz Media as well. He was in the one-shot program for their mangas. That's cool. Please share. Okay, yeah, I'm sharing, dude. But this wasn't the only incident of a camera gear getting stolen. This was probably the most, though. 10K worth of gear. The lenses are what's really doing it. The lenses are probably ridiculously expensive. I mean, they're probably most of that is the lenses and these Polaroid Go cameras. The other stuff here, I mean, a terabyte, like a SSD is probably like $60, $100. These lenses are what does it. Moving along, I hope you get your bag back eventually. He posted an update, but I don't think there's really any solid updates to that. The next one we have is from Psychotic, I believe. I think that's how you say his name. Let me see here. Psycho. He had his cameras taken. He was, I believe, outside the LA Convention Center behind the crypto arena. The area that's behind the crypto arena and between the parking lot is called the Horseshoe, and we're going to talk about that in a bit as well. But someone just reached into his thing and his cart and took his camera. I don't know how much is he and his lens. So they got his camera body and his lens. He's got a GoFundMe. I'll link this. I'll link both of those GoFundMes in this video, by the way. Be sure to support them. They're very talented people. I don't know. He's trying to get 3 grand for to replace his camera. He does a lot of photo shoots. He's really good. So I would check it out. He doesn't really have any leads here. Let me see. This image is really small. He's looking for info. So if you guys know anyone who's taken, if you guys have heard anything about this camera gear, just reach out to these guys. Because this sucks. I would hate to lose my camera gear. Like I shoot on a GoPro, but even like my GoPro is still like it's like a $500 investment, and it's like I can't even imagine going to a convention with like a $3,000 camera and then like that just getting stolen. That would be so gut wrenching. I don't even know what I could do about that. But that's the big drama is this thievery. There was some other drama. We're gonna keep going here. Um, there was complaints about the ADA being bad. ADA is bad at a lot of conventions, but I could imagine Anime Expo, the security really was on one this year. So on day 3 and 4, they weren't letting people into the building with carts. Even though when I was in the convention, I swear I saw like a luggage check, so you could so they weren't letting people bring in their like luggage bags or like those little small carts. My understanding is someone had stolen something from like a vendor room, or they stole a bunch of like lanyards or cards or something. I don't even acrylics maybe. I don't know exactly what they stole. But I heard someone had done that, and then they like had to stop everyone in the room and like check through bags, and I don't know if they found it or not. But that was apparently when they stopped allowing people in with carts. But in general, it was just a nightmare to get in. I really think they should have had a better ADA line as well. Maybe marked it on the map or something. I don't remember seeing an ADA on the map. Their map was garbage this year. They usually list where the bathrooms are, and I don't think they even listed where the bathrooms are. I think they're just kind of expecting people to know. Last year, I think they had porta potties as well, and this year I don't think they had porta potties. I think a lot of conventions kind of fall short on the ADA requirements as well. So this is not an ALA thing, or not ALA, Anime Expo thing in general. Some conventions are a lot better. I think it's just it's the movability, man. I'll get into like the layout of AX this year as well, because that was a problem. But let's just keep going on. Oh, this is a big one as well. There was a bomb threat at Site 5, which is in the Horseshoe area, and it was towards the end, if maybe a little bit after the meetups for Nikkei and Zenless Zone Zero, because those were the two meetups, Nikkei and then Zenless Zone Zero, and then there was like a walkway into the crypto arena area between them, and that's where the bomb threat was. So they had to block off that area. So for like maybe about like an hour or two, there, maybe even a little bit more, there was no way to get, like, you had to walk all the way around the crypto arena to get to the other AX crossing. They should have just blocked off. I know people love the Ghost AX for those two cosplay meetups. Personal opinion, they should have just blocked it off. I don't like having to scan out and scan back in to get to that second AX crossing. I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is, my dudes. I'm sorry. I imagine that's what they're gonna do this next year. I think they've slowly been encroaching on the ghost ability of Anime Expo for a long time. Their Site 7, Site 5, and Site 6, was it, were all very ghostable this year. They were the ones outside of the convention center. And yeah, a lot of people, but like going back to that, the Horseshoe zone. Before I go any further, the bomb threat, I think they neutralized the package. It was just an unattended package. I don't think it was actually a bomb. I think it was nothing. That's my speculation, because it opened up so much so quickly right after. But they didn't say anything, like, because I was at the Nikkei meetup and I was about to walk that way and go get lunch, and as me and my friend were walking that way, they like literally blocked it off, and I'm like, huh? The security didn't seem to be in any rush when they were doing that. They were just moving the fences. But that brings me to the Horseshoe area in general. The Horseshoe area, they had completely cut in half. So typically there's like this huge zone. It's kind of hard to describe, but they cut it in half by fencing it off, and security wasn't letting people go to the back half. And then after the bomb threat, people were like, just fuck this. We're just going back there. We don't care what you have to say. And then it opened up. Unfortunately, every meetup before that was like a third of this like size that it could have been, and that really suffered for like the Nikkei meetup. The Nikkei meetup could have had so much more room, but we were really cramped in there, and it just kind of sucked. And a lot of cosplayers and photographers were mad about the horseshoe area being blocked off. A lot of photographers I had spoken to said the vibes were off because of that. AX really did, like, the security this year really did a number on them. Like, they weren't letting people in the building. It was like with carts, and it's hard. Like, if you go to a convention with a cart, like, if you got dropped off, or like, it's just, what are you gonna do with a cart? Like I took the bus here. What am I gonna do with the cart? Like, I can't just leave. Like, am I just gonna throw the cart away? It's just dumb. It's a dumb, dumb, dumb thing. But let's keep going on. Another one is flooded bathrooms. So I saw 2 incidents of flooded bathrooms at Anime Expo inside the convention center. One was in the 21 plus lounge. That's not what this is. This one I'm not too sure where it is, but this was someone had posted this. I've hidden their identity for purposes, but but both incidents were in the women's restrooms. The 21 plus lounge, apparently, from what I heard, the water that was flooding up the bathroom was it was a shade of brown, more brown than this, I would assume. I don't actually think this is that brown. I think it's just because the tiling is kind of dark and kind of brown. I don't know. Do you think this is poop water? I don't know if this is poop water. But like, this is crazy. Could you imagine like taking a shit and then this fucking starts like just flooding up the bathroom? Like, I would fucking have a panic attack. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. But man. And then this one is interesting. This guy here was caught peeping. I don't know if peeping is the right term. He was like looking into like other people's hotel rooms from his hotel room, and he was like in like, I don't know if this is like, I don't know if he's peeping or if he's just interested in what's going on. But it's weird that someone's just like standing there like watching. Is he like? It looks like he's like rubbing his chest, and then as soon as someone saw him, he like hides. Is he got like a camera or like binoculars? I can't tell. But it's weird. It's a weird thing to be looking at other people's hotel rooms from your hotel room. And then yeah. Let's see. Then another big one was another big incident that happened is this card freak out. I think I got a video for this one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Apparently with this video, this guy, let's get a better view of him. He was having a panic attack. I think this video is from day 4. Apparently he did not get the Gundam promo. There's a new card that came out. It's the Machu card. I've showed it in one of my other videos. Do I have it here? No, I don't. I don't think I have it here. I think I put it in a sleeve somewhere, and it's very safe. I have 4 of them. It goes to show this guy's freaking out about a little bit about nothing. My understanding is from reading the comments about this guy is that this was on the 4th day, and on every single day, people had reported that he was cutting in line at the Gundam booth, and I would assume, maybe on the first 3 days he got that Machu card, and yeah, so he's freaking out on the 4th day because he didn't get the card, and he was like angry about that. It's crazy because like first of all, you could have gone to the Gundam panel and you would have gotten one guaranteed, but also on day 4, I walked past the Gundam booth with my friends, and this is crazy. They were just like, oh, if you pre-register for Bandai Premium or whatever, you can get a free Machu card. And we did that. And then they're like, oh, if you do it again, you can get another card. And we were like, okay. And so I did it 4 times. And then my friends did it a lot more than that. They did cut us off. But they did have a fat stack of cards, and everyone who was in that line probably got a card, except for this guy, I guess. I don't think this is the same booth I was at, though. There was a few Gundam booths, so I think this guy was at the Play Session booth, which was not the one that you wanted to be at for the free card. But yeah, this is a little bit of a freak out. I mean, let's listen to him again. He's at this one, I think this booth right here is the playtest booth, but also I believe this person here was handing out, I got this card, but I gave this card to my friend. It was, a non-hollow Hero Yui Gundam card. The Gundam TCG blowing up online. People obsessing about these cards. It's crazy. Um, and then there was a lot of drama this year. Which one should I do next? I think there's one more video I have to show. And it's this one. Uh, these four teenagers, I think. I don't know if they're kids. They might be adults. My understanding is that they were washing car windows, and then because they were doing that on one of the cars, it caused a car to swerve, and then the bus swerved, and then maybe there was like an altercation with that. Um, I have a friend who works downtown who say these people do this all the time, and that they are a known menace in downtown for doing this kind of thing near the convention center. So unfortunately, uh, man, that sucks. Apparently, they were like attacking the shuttle. You don't really get it on video here of them attacking. They're kind of just aggressively walking in the middle of traffic though, which is not a good thing. But like I don't. Let's see. Yeah, they're not. You can't hear him. He's not really attacking. Maybe they attacked before the video, but they're just sort of threatening the bus driver. It feels like, I don't know, or maybe they're threatening someone in one of the windows. That's what kind of feels like. I have no idea. Um, but all these events all together, these are. Oh my God. What do I do about this? Can I? There we go. All these events together lead up to what I think is uh, one of the biggest drama things of the convention was that the Weston rooftop party, otherwise known as RoofCon, was canceled this year. I believe they limited access to the roof to 10 p.m., so you couldn't go up there. My understanding is that like there was a lot of people accusing each other of like, oh, this person did this and that caused and it was crazy. Uh, I don't even know where to start with this one. So basically, the Weston Rooftop RoofCon party usually is like a community led party, and it's been an unregulated party, I should say. And I don't think they were actually doing it with a license, with a liquor license. I think it was all under the table for all the previous years. And if you guys saw my Dark Side of Anime Expo video from last year, you'll know that the big incident from that one was that the Master Roshi cosplayer got drunk and harassed someone, and then like a Nanami cosplayer dragged them to the lobby and beat them. But there was also a biting incident that happened. There was a guy who kind of like was on drugs or drunk or something, and like bit a dude and like the thigh and arm or something like that. And that one he had to be dragged out as well or called the police on. And but this year, my understanding, there was a few issues this year. So first of all, there was a lot of drama of people in the community trash talking to each other about this event, and there was a lot of speculation on Discord and Facebook about blaming people. A lot of people were blaming Panty and Stocking here, not them actually, the cosplayers who had done poll, and the people are saying, oh, the people who were doing poll got arrested last year because they were showing too much nudity, and that was not the case at all. There was no nudity, and those specific cosplayers do poll at a lot of different events and have never been arrested. There was also some other incidents with people having the police called on them. Not going to go into detail about that one. Yeah, I don't really think it was like relevant to the convention. It was just a dude. It's just a dude, man. And then yeah, but there was like a bunch of other people, like the two cosplayers who were like the panty and stocking cosplayers. They got a lot of flack on like Facebook, and there was one guy in Discord specifically. I think it was the AX Discord who was just talking a lot of smack. Uh, just man, people need to like mind their own business sometimes. But mainly, from my understanding, the reason the Weston rooftop party got canceled this year is because it was unsanctioned and they weren't paying any actual fees to run a rooftop party, which makes sense. I bet you anything the Weston probably loves having the rooftop party being unsanctioned. and unlicensed, because it probably makes them a lot of money from people wanting to stay at the Weston. I know a lot of people went to the Weston this year because they wanted to be able to have quick access to that rooftop party, and then to not have it was a gut wrench. And like, it just sucks, man. I was really hoping for it. I was really hoping for another cosplayer fight video so I could make $1 bajillion, but that's not happening this year. Hopefully this one does well. But yeah, and then I also think there was a lot of like paid after parties this year, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I think a lot of after parties, maybe they're cracking down on the unpaid after parties, so that way people have to go to the paid after parties. It really seemed like the paid after parties were marketing really, really heavily this year, almost like they kind of knew that there was not going to be a community after party. It was just kind of weird, little sus if you ask me. But that's all the ones that I have video or not video images and videos for. The last big piece of drama comes from the actual convention as well. So a big one with the convention is this year they implemented there's two things. But the big one that pissed me off is they implemented a new no sitting policy inside of the exhibit and entertainment hall. So this was really weird to me. The entertainment hall on the front side has a bunch of like tape, and usually in these taped in areas you're allowed to sit or stand or do whatever you want to do. And this year they didn't let people sit in those zones. I think it was okay on day 1 and 2, and then day 3 and 4 security was going around being like, you can't be sitting here, you can't be sitting here, you can't be sitting here, it's a fire hazard that you're sitting here. And yeah, it was a lot of staff going around just telling people they couldn't sit there. Honestly, I don't understand. But you could stand there. You're allowed to lean against the walls and be in those zones. It just didn't make it. I mean, I get if it's a fire hazard, but at the same time, that's dumb. You need more sitting. They were telling people that they could go sit inside. I tried sitting against the wall with a friend because we had some ice cream. We went to Creamy Boys and we wanted to like sit down inside while our other friend was playing cards. And they're like, "Oh, you can't sit here." And we're just like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, you can go sit on those tables though." And they pointed to the card playing. They wanted us to take ice cream and go sit down in the the card playing zone, and eat our ice cream in there. And it's just like there's like no seats in there. Like there were seats, but it was all sporadic. There's like one extra seat here, one extra seat, and it's just like, bruh, like what if I get the tables covered in ice cream? Like you like what? That's just rude to the players. I don't understand. But they implemented this in both halls. Both halls had strict no sitting policies unless the booth was a sitting booth like King Records. If you ever need a place to sit down, King Records looks like they let people sit down at their booth. I'd highly recommend them. Any other booth that lets you sit down? I'm trying to think. I think King Record. Oh, Hulu. Hulu has some good seats. Hulu has some seats. I think those were like the two main booths that I saw with seats, sitting spots. So, um, and then the last big issue from the convention. This is a big one. This is one that pissed off a lot of people. Is that they weren't clearing the rooms, right? And so because they weren't clearing the rooms, a lot of people weren't getting into the panels they want because people would go to the panels beforehand and they would stay in there. And I'll tell you right now, I went to the Ghost in the Shell panel, and I guarantee you there was like a couple people, like 100 people in line behind me, maybe 100, maybe 200, and I guarantee you not all of them. Like I guarantee you most of them did not get into that panel room because I was near like when I got in there was like very limited space. And then same thing with I went to the Ginpachi Sensei premiere, which was in English, by the way, and that sucked. Why would they show a dub? Never show a dub. Whoever decides to show dubs at Anime Expo, you deserve to be slapped. But uh, I think it was like 20 people after me. Was the cutoff point, and maybe about like 100, maybe like 70 to 100 people did not get into that panel, and it was a lot of cosplayers. And I will say for both of these panels, even though they did these cutoffs, there was still plenty of seats in the room. Like they were just not letting like I guarantee you in the Ghost in the Shell panel there was probably like at least 10 15 seats, and then the Ginpachi Sensei panel there was probably at least 10 to 15 more seats. It's just they're really sporadic in the rows because people, it's like, oh, they're just gonna put their bag there and hope no one comes in, and that sucks. Like Anime Expo really needs to do a better job of like getting these these room hosts to like actually like make sure people are filling in the seats properly. I'm so tired of going to these panels and there's just like 3 people sitting at a table, and they're not even getting up from the table to like make sure people are filling up the seats. It's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious. If you're getting a free AX ticket and you're just sitting in a room all day, not even doing your job, like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't care if like someone's job is to like, I I don't like if you're assigned a room, you should be responsible for that room, like in general. And it's just really disappointing. I think the volunteers are. This is a weird thing. I don't think I saw many volunteers this year. I think there was a less of a turnout for free volunteers this year, and I think that caused a lot of like issues. Last year there was actually almost I saw there was almost a fight between volunteers and security. And I think this year the convention really relied heavily upon the uh, the security. Maybe they were worried about the protests a little bit or something. I don't know. There was no protest activity. There was a few religious protesters, but there was no like. There was no Kings protest on Saturday, and I'm gonna be honest, like that did not. I don't think that affected the convention whatsoever. In fact, I would say there was actually people who probably would have gone to that protest if Anime Expo wasn't going on, and they were just enjoying Anime Expo in general. So a lot of people were worried about that, and nothing came of that. A lot of people were worried about ICE as well, maybe making a targeted strike at Anime Expo or maybe at Dodger Stadium or something, or even in Little Tokyo. I didn't hear anything about that. I did hear, maybe they were doing some stuff in other parts of LA. I think ICE just didn't work over Fourth of July weekend. So I think they just took the holiday off. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was a big issue. Just not clearing the rooms kind of sucked. Oh, and then let's talk about the layout. So normally, what I do for Anime Expo is when I'm going from the entertainment hall to the exhibit hall or vice versa, I'll go up to the top floor where the room panels are, and I'll walk up there and I'll go, use that. But this year, going towards from the entertainment hall to the exhibit hall, they blocked off the escalator that goes down at the end, and you had to take stairs. And I have no idea why they did this. It was just blocked off completely. I've never seen that escalator down in any other convention or Anime Expo ever previously, so it's just a weird thing that they did this year. I don't know if it was because they didn't want people going down that escalator to cause, traffic near the food court area or whatever. I assume that's why. I assume they just didn't want people exiting towards the food court area and making more of a mess, because the stairs have to take you down the side. But if you didn't know where the stairs were there, you'd come up to the end and you'd just be like, oh, I can't go down this way either. Normally there's like a path where you can go above the exhibit hall area, and there's like another set of stairs or ladder stairs somewhere down there. I was about to say ladders. There's no ladders in the fucking convention center. And a big issue with that is that they weren't letting people down that way because it was like for staff and guests only, and that kind of sucked as well. But then the only other option was the elevator, and so I had to take the elevator one day, and I was just like, man, this is weird. I would never have expected to have to take the elevator in this location, because I didn't realize the stairs were there at that point. The stairs are kind of tucked away. They also blocked off on that top floor where all the panel rooms are. They've got a bunch of like little walkways that go to the windows, and sometimes they lead to like an emergency exit outside, or sometimes it's just like a viewing point. They put up a bunch of signs that said keep clear, and they weren't letting photographers or cosplayers do photo shoots in those zones. Overall, a lot of the zones where photographers and cosplayers usually took photos were blocked off or changed, and it just was making the vibes in general really, really bad. And that's just disappointing. I think that's it, though, for all of the drama at Anime Expo. Let me know if I missed anything down in the comments below. Last year, there was so much drama, about things that I missed, and the fight was crazy. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what I missed. And if you guys like this kind of video, I don't know. Last year's was a success. I thought I'd do it again this year. I did it for San Diego Comic-Con last year. I might do it for San Diego Comic-Con this year as well, because, why not? But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.